Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Well, I guess let's leave that mystery unsolved for now, because it's time for the second Barbarossa. But before that, let's hit up the music again. Like, just hint of sound. There we go. Might have been Vista. Yeah, probably. Vista is a weird thing, you know. Right, Bob. What you got?
Hello, welcome back. I'm certainly glad you could join us today. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you're at.
It's
So I
night.
tell you what, let's start out today and run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, come on up here. Let me show you what we've got already. We've got our standard old pre-stretched canvas, and I use an 18 by 24, but you use any size that's convenient for you. We've covered the entire surface with a thin, even coat of liquid white.
White.
And that makes the canvas wet, slick, and it's all ready to go.
I love how he says
So I hope you
white.
have your oil paints out and you're ready to spend a relaxing half hour. Thought today we'd
Hell
just
yeah.
do a fantastic little scene that's very pretty and very easy, and we'll just have a good time together. Let's start
Sounds
out
good,
with a
Bob.
little alizarin crimson. Just a little, pull a little out
Crimson.
and tap it into the 2-inch brush. And maybe we'll have a nice warm area in the sky of this little painting. So let's go right up in here. And just
Okay.
using our little crisscross strokes, just make little X's. Let it blend with the liquid white. Those colors will just soften and blend automatically. You don't have to worry about it.
I wish I wouldn't have to worry about
There's
it.
very little color here. We don't want to set this guy on fire. All I
Why
wanna do
not?
is just create a little glow up here.
Bob is a strong man. That's
Yeah,
why he
something
can hold
like
it.
that. Maybe we'll do some little mountains today. I like mountains, and that's the
Mountains
most
again.
single requested thing that people write in and say they'd like to see and do. So we'll do something. We'll take
Why-
a little of the
why
phthalo blue.
fucking
We don't have to
mountains
clean
are
the brush,
stressful.
'cause the crimson is so weak in comparison to the blue. The
Weak.
blue just eats it up.
Eat.
So we can start right up here, still making our little crisscross strokes,
Alright.
and just laying a happy little sky.
I happy this guy. Hell yeah.
That's simple.
Very simple.
There, just bring it about down to the crimson, and then we'll stop, clean the brush, and blend it. Otherwise, once again, this blue is so strong, it'll just consume your crimson. It'll go away and leave you. You'll be all alone here with just a blue sky. All right.
Nothing wrong with blue sky though,
Come
Bob.
on, while we have blue on the brush, let's put a little water in here. You know me, I love water. Take a little of the phthalo blue and reach right over here and I'll get a touch.
I'm noticing a trend with you, Bob. With your fucking water.
Of the phthalo green. It's very,
Enslaved
very,
moisture.
Very strong. Whew. Be careful with it. And maybe we'll go in here and we'll lay an indication of a little bit of water. Just pull from the outside in, as we normally do. I like to have a little glimmer of light coming across the water. There. Okay, now there's a little bit more of the blue, a little more phthalo green in it. Come from the other side.
I'm gonna go with this color.
Just sort of let these come together, like that. All right. Now then, let's wash the old brush. If you've
Oh,
painted
yeah.
with me before,
No, it's gonna-
you know this
no,
is
it's
the fun
gonna-
part of this
yeah.
whole technique.
Hell yeah, Bob.
This is where
Go
we
for
really
it.
get crazy.
Go for it, man.
Just odorless thinner, paint thinner, shake off the excess,
Do it. Yeah!
and just beat the devil out of it.
He loves that.
All right, let's go right up here where the blue and the pink come together. Now then, just want to continue to use the little crisscross strokes and begin blending that together. Something about like that. So you can't tell where one color stops and the next color starts.
I mean, I can tell with mine, but
And down
that's
here,
besides the
we'll just
point.
go all the way
Bob.
across. And that'll bring our water together. But we still have this indication of light zinging right across there. Just sliding across the water. All right. Tell you what, let's take an old 1-inch brush. I want to put some happy little clouds up there.
Already clouds? Wow.
Happy little
That's-
clouds. And we'll
We're,
just use
we're moving fast, Bob.
titanium white
Why,
today,
why so fast now?
right on the old 1-inch brush. And maybe
some-
we have a little cloud that, yep, he lives right up here. He just floats around the sky and has a good time. Now all we're doing is just sort of
blue
tapping
stuff,
and
Bob.
hitting the canvas so you get those nice fluffy little edges.
Fluff.
Just little fluffy edges. There. But sort of round, so it's
Round.
got form and shape to it. There we are. And you can begin creating all kinds of little individual effects. Something like that. And we do one layer at a time. Just
Right,
work
let's
on individual
try some
layers.
clouds.
Okay, if that's
Up there.
our first layer, take a good, clean, dry 2-inch brush and just barely blend it. We want to leave these nice top edges, but blend behind it a little bit. See there? Now, very lightly. Just lift it a little.
Just a little.
And it creates a nice little floater up there in the sky. Let me show you something. I get carried away sometimes. I keep seeing things that we could do. Let's take a little alizarin crimson and phthalo blue and mix it together. So we have a little lavender-like color. Watch it.
Lavender.
A little bit on the fan brush. Let's go right up here. Maybe in our world, right back in here, let's just have a few little clouds that they just sort of float around and have a good time. We just sort of call these floaters, for lack of a better word. Some of my friends who fly airplanes would probably tell me the correct name for these, but I just call them little floaters. They just hang around and have a good time.
Okay.
Very gently, go across.
Uh,
So give us the indication of some little things that are floating way back in the distance. Now then,
I don't like this,
that's
Bob.
gonna get crazy.
Oh no, he's getting crazy now.
Yep. Let's just put another big old cloud that lives right in here. And this one,
Oh, another cloud.
this one comes right down, right over the top of the little floaters that we laid in. And just sort of, maybe comes right out about like that. I don't know. In your world, you put clouds wherever you want them. Wherever
Right.
you want 'em.
So you want...
There.
You know what? I want the cloud
This is
over...
probably one of the
yeah,
freest
I want a cloud
painting
there.
techniques I've ever been exposed to. It allows you to do anything that you want.
It's a
Anything.
big old cloud over there.
There.
It look real nice in
And
the
then
corner.
once again, back to our 2-inch brush, and we'll blend that a little. Something about like that. Don't have to blend it a great deal, just enough to blend the base of it a little.
Gotta blend
And
manually,
very
Bob.
lightly.
Gotta blend
Lift it,
manually.
fluff it, blend it, bring it together. But look at that.
Let's
There's
try
such a mass of clouds and there's so much depth in there.
Let's try with some blue, maybe.
It's that
Blend
easy.
with blue.
There. Okay.
Some more cloud
Fantastic.
effects
I think
there.
we're in business. Just knocked the excess paint off that old brush. And we're going to have some mountains today, we decided. So let's take some black. We use a little depression blue.
Why are
some
you even gonna
ambient
put the
brown,
clouds? You
crimson,
already
whatever,
like used all of the space
dark
for some
color.
stuff.
with sort of a blue base to it, blue or lavender base. Pull it out very flat, cut across, get our little roll of paint. Let's come right up in here, maybe right there. Just make a decision where you think the old mountains would live in your world.
Oh God.
Decide where the peaks are and all the valleys. It's what makes painting so much fun. Is you get to control your world.
Oh God.
This is pure raw power here. When I go home, all I can do is, the only power I have is over the garbage. That's mine. It waits for me, and I get to take it out.
Okay, Bob.
But on this canvas, I can do anything. I can move mountains, trees, can even move rivers here. And so can you.
Only
spent
power
half
Bob
my life
has
in the
is
military.
garbage.
And I would play soldier all day. Then at night I would come home. And this painting was a way of finding a world that was full of peace and it was calm and there was no bad things here. Okay, let's just take a 2-inch brush.
Oh yeah, he
pull
was
that
in the
out,
army, wasn't he?
and let it just blend at the base. There, see how soft that base becomes?
Yeah, all about that
like
bass, Bob. All about that bass, huh?
Okay, just keep pulling it. This is also an excellent way to sort of lay out and shape your mountains because you can see these brush strokes in here and you're not committed. Sort of a way of cheating a little.
Cheating.
That's not cheating, but it's a way of making it easier for you.
Bob's a cheater.
There we are. No such thing as cheating in painting. If it works, if it makes you happy, then it's good.
Exactly.
Then it's good.
It's all good, Bob.
The only rule in painting is that there are no rules. It's an individual thing.
That's a good rule, honestly.
Individual. And everybody sees nature through different eyes. And painting is a way of putting your expression on canvas. So enjoy it. Let's take some titanium white. Shoot, let's have some good fun today. Pull it out flat, cut across, get our little roll of paint as usual. Now we can go up in here and let's begin laying in some little highlights. Let that knife just sort of bounce and wiggle and jiggle. Just have fun.
Bob, no.
Think where little things would live.
Oh,
where
no.
You want little peaks and valleys.
Oh God, Bob.
You need a little home for the mountain goats. Choom.
You.
There.
Yeah, you.
All kind of little creatures that live up in here. Just have a good time.
Oh God,
Okay.
Bob.
There.
I'm gonna actually do some
Just let it flow.
effort into
No
this one.
pressure here. Absolutely no pressure. And in your mind, just think nothing's touching the canvas but that little roll of paint. Knife is not even touching. If you let the knife touch it, then you, as Steve, my son, says, you moosh the paint.
Moosh.
That means you flatten it out and squish it. Steve and I have been known to make up words sometimes, so.
I make up words all the
Made
time,
up
Bob.
and uses,
It's
but
no biggie.
People understand what he's saying when he teaches. He travels all over the country teaching. God, he teaches literally thousands of people the joy of painting. There. So if he gets to your area, go see him, hassle him a little bit. He does a lot of demonstrations, and you'll find him to be a joy to be with. Okay, a little of the phthalo blue and white. A little roll of paint on the knife, and let's just lay in the indication here and there of some little shadow areas. You don't want a whole bunch of color.
God.
There, just where you think you'd be a happy little shadow living.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be. You know what? Maybe. I'll try it.
There.
Like,
There he goes.
like,
Let's bring
maybe
this
I
one
can do it
distinctly through.
dark.
That'll push that first one back.
but
Sneaky, huh?
yeah, let's try that somehow.
There we go.
Oh God.
And just a little touch over in here. Now sometimes it's fun to come back after you've done this, and let's break that up. But now you can see a shadow through there. And little things like that will make your painting special.
Special. Yeah, special is
You
one
need
way to
a
put it,
shadow
Bob.
back here. Every highlight needs its own shadow. And if you don't give it its own shadow, it just won't play with you. It'll go home. Just go away. There we go.
Case in point, if you need friends, then need a shadow.
Let's get a clean one. There we are. I've got so many brushes laying around here. We'll just take a little 2-inch brush and gently tap, following the angles in the mountain, as usual. Lift upward. Over here, we'll follow this angle, just to create the illusion of mist. Right
Though
down
I
here at the
missed.
base. Very soft and very gentle. But that's a heck of a range of mountains to make in just a minute or two, and you can do it. You really can do it.
I mean, I kinda did it, so that's something.
Practice a little bit. Be sure you have the right paint, because it has to be firm. It really does.
Few
That's
more dark clouds.
the
over
one thing
here.
that I hear over and over when people say they're having trouble. We always nearly trace it back to the fact that their paint is thin, and you really have to have a very firm paint to be able to paint wet on wet or layer on top of layers. There we go. Let's take a little. We'll just use that mountain color. I've added a little Van Dyke brown, put a little white in it, a little touch of the sap green, not much, just a little.
Okay,
little
now
more
we're adding
white in there.
green. I'm worried he's gonna start with the trees now again. Oh God.
There, that's sort of a nice grayish brown color, quite pleasant. Okay, wipe the old knife. Let's grab us a fan brush.
Fan brush.
Okay, we'll just put a little of that color on the fan brush. And in our world, maybe there lives, or there does now, just some happy little trees back in here. These little trees would be a super place for my little squirrel. If you painted with me before, you know I have all kind of little creature pets. I'm gonna share
Creature
with you today
pets.
my latest little squirrel that's living with me. He is the most precious little thing. You have to force him to eat, see?
Ah,
We call him Peapod the pocket squirrel.
oh, look at
Because he
that.
would live
It's,
in your
oh my
pocket
God,
forever.
that's so cute.
And one of my neighbors, a young man named Dennis,
Oh
lived
my
down the street
God.
from me, found him,
It's
and brought him to me.
adorable.
And he lives
Squirrel
with me now.
friend.
I think I have 5 squirrels right now and 2 crows. And this little squirrel will be ready to turn loose here in just a few more weeks. And he'll
That's
go
so
back to
awesome.
nature and he'll have a good time. And these things they usually stay around the house when I turn them loose. And so I get to enjoy them sometime for years and years and years. There. But isn't he cute?
Fucking adorable,
Let's say we
Bob.
call him Peapod the pocket squirrel. Okay, now we have just an indication back here of just some little trees that are living far back here in the distance. Sometimes, watch here, let's have some fun. Take a little of that same mountain color, maybe right in here, come right in here. There's just a little stone,
Wh-
maybe a little part of the mountain that lives right in here.
Wait, what? Bob, what?
Just put that dark in, just like you did to make the big mountain.
Bob,
This
Bob,
is a
what are you
baby
doing?
mountain. If you take care of it, treat it well, it'll grow up and be a big mountain like its big brother right above it.
How? What? No.
Back to a little bit of the white. I'm going to add the least little touch of Van Dyke brown in the white. I want to dull it down some down here. Just the least little touch, least little touch. Once again.
No, I'm not
least
adding
little
that,
touch.
Bob.
Just let this sort of
I'm
play.
not gonna be adding that.
Let that knife just bounce though. I want this to look like rough places.
Bob's a dog.
There. A little bit right in there. That's what my dog said when he set down the sandpaper. He said, rough. All right.
Thanks, Bob. Needed to know that.
Yeah, same thing. Just tap a little bit of mist right at the base of that. I don't want much.
Yeah, I can't really do mist, Bob.
Maybe we'll have some big trees that live in the front of that.
Except when my name is
Wario.
Wario, because then I die
You
miss.
can also, I'm going to dull that same, take a little brown, phthalo blue and white, and make a little shadow color. But I want it duller than the one up high. Just put the indication here and there of a little shadow that lives back in there. Have to have a little shadow in there.
I still don't know why there's a mountain over there. Like,
Yeah.
Bob, you're a
Clean
bit
this off
confusing,
with
you
a
know.
spot. Even with a palette this big, I run out of room sometimes. That's what happens when you paint with big brushes and big knives. Let's take some black, some Prussian blue. I'm gonna put some phthalo green in there, maybe a little brown and crimson. What the heck?
What the heck, Bob?
Just a little bit of everything.
Just what the heck?
Good dark color. Okay, wipe off the old knife. And I have several fan brushes going, so I'll grab another one. And on this one, we're going to put this very dark color. And let's put some little evergreens that live in our world. They live. I think they live right there. And this is the easiest way I've ever seen of making little trees that look like they're far, far away. Because you don't want too much detail. If you get too much detail, then you lose that illusion of distance. When things are
Okay,
far
so-
away, you don't see a lot of detail.
Okay, let's...
You see changes in color or shape, but not a lot of detail.
Okay.
Maybe, tell you what, maybe we'll take a 1-inch brush. We'll just pop in a few bushes that live right here. Same color.
I'm just
Few
gonna...
little bushes live right out here in front of this. Like that. So you can just see that little stone that's just, it's peeking at you from behind those trees and stuff. I'm gonna dip a 1-inch brush into liquid white. We'll go into a little cad yellow. Be right back. Get a little sap green. A little sap green, maybe a little darker. There we go. A little yellow ochre. And eventually I'll use the Indian yellow here and pretty soon little touches of red, bright red. Now then, let's pick out our little trees and bushes that live back here.
Push it. But
There's
no!
one. Just push sort of
What?
upward.
How?
Just give it a
So,
little upward
so
push.
fast, always. How the hell?
This is one of many ways of making beautiful little bushes. Sometimes we use a little brown.
Fine.
Oh, there's one that's got more Indian yellow and yellow ochre in it.
I'll just add some bushes
So it's
there.
got a little different flavor. A little touch of the bright red right on the tip will make it look like there's flowers back here on these trees. That's sort of nice. Okay, now
Alright, let's
let's have some fun.
make it.
Let's grab the very bottom of that and pull straight down. Just straight down.
Alright. Let's just put some bushes
I want
there.
a dark color down here. Very dark color.
I wish I could, like, do those.
Right on down.
How's it cheating? It's way harder. It's honestly way harder than it looks, you know?
Fan brush. I'm gonna dip it into the liquid white.
It's not easy to
And
do
then go
this.
into titanium white. And
Because
the
there's
least little
so
touch
much stuff I
of
can't
phthalo blue
do.
in it. Very little of the phthalo blue. I dipped it in the liquid
Like, I'm
white.
very limited here.
Because a thin paint will slide
Especially
right over
since
the
this
top
is
of
XP.
a very thick paint without mixing. Or
True.
Just mixing a little bit, depending on the amount of pressure that you put.
I mean, Mario Paint was
Maybe
actually
a
way more
little
advanced because I had a
white
smudge tool.
powder.
So, great.
Just push in some happy little things, and the water plays right along here.
Like, I wish I could, like...
Just let it play, though, and maybe there's another little thing there. There's all kind of little stones and rocks under here
I'm
that
just
create
trying to add, like,
little bumps and
a bit of
just
blur down here.
places the water falls.
Get my
carries
extra
on.
colors.
Make
It doesn't
little
really help me
stories.
if I
Think
can't,
about
like,
this just
combine
floating
them
right down
well.
here.
That's the issue.
Make those little noises. That really helps.
Noises
Yeah,
always
really
help, Bob. That's just a universal
Just
truth, you know.
wanders right on out in there somewhere. Something like that. All right. Let's take. Oh, there it is. Lost my brush. When
Bob
you get
lost his
my
brush.
age, the mind sort of slips away sometime. You have to go looking for it. Let's take a little bit more of a dark color on this brush. And I want to push that little waterfall way back into there. So we'll put the indication here of some more little trees that live back in the background. And all we're doing, just tapping downward. Just tapping downward. And don't let these become too symmetrical or just alike. Add different shapes here. Otherwise they'll begin
I
looking-
can't really... I'm barely
they'll
doing
look like
shapes to begin
just
with,
came
Bob.
out of a copy machine. Trees are different. They're not all straight, they're not all crooked. They're like people. They're individuals. That's what makes them so fantastic.
Why is Bob just so wholesome? Like, how?
I say it's like,
How is this
can you
possible?
imagine how
It's just
boring the
so
world would be if everybody was just
nice
alike?
to hear this stuff always.
It's fun to have different people,
Oh god,
different beliefs, different looks. That's what makes it interesting. And it's the same when you're doing paintings. Enjoy the
See.
differences.
maybe if I do...
Maybe, tell you what, when we got
Yes.
the little brush going. Yeah, stand back and take a look. In our world, there is now,
Yeah.
a big bush that lives right here,
Oh, big bush. Well,
like that. And we're just pushing upward with this.
If you say so,
1-inch
Bob.
brush, just to make all those little trees and stuff that live in there. There we are.
it's gonna make a nice bush there then.
Just drop those in. And at the same time, I'm going to reverse the brush and tap downward. And that'll end up,
That's
if all goes well, that'll end up being our little reflections in the water.
It's gonna be a really big bush
Just
then.
like that. All right.
It's gonna just cover everything I did.
2-inch brush. And
Damn
we
it,
grab
Bob.
those reflections, pull them straight down. Straight down. Don't let them go at an angle like that. Just won't look right. It'll bother your eye when you look at it. Same thing on the other side, and go across. And that easy, we have instant reflections.
Instant.
Now we can go
Like
back.
instant noodles.
Just a little bit black,
But not.
midnight black, and go into yellow. That makes a beautiful, beautiful green color. There, pull that brush in one direction, loading it full of color. Look at all the paint. Good, let's go up here. Now then, let's go back in here and begin picking out individual bushes and trees that hide back here.
More trees.
And I'll reload the brush continually
Reload
and
the
just
brush.
change the flavor a little by adding
Like you
a
can
little
tell he
yellow
was in the
over,
army.
a little more green or whatever it takes. Just so there's a little variation in color. There. Okay. Sometimes it's fun to put a little red on the tip. As I mentioned earlier, and make those bushes that look like they have little red flowers hanging out here on them. There. On the other side, we can do the same thing when we have this old brush going. Add the least little touch of paint thinner to the paint. Make it a little thinner. Thin paint, once again, we'll stick to thicker paint. But if the thickest paint is on the
Thick.
brush, when you go to do this, it'll just pull the paint off the canvas onto your brush. So if you do this and you begin getting a lot of color off the canvas, check to be sure that the paint on your brush is thinner than the paint on the canvas. It's really all it amounts to. It's just a difference in thickness of paint. There we go. And right there lives another one. Working layers, always completing the most distant one first and coming forward, forward, forward. Now, maybe, let's take some Van Dyke Brown, get crazy. Maybe in our world there's a nice little stone that lives right in here. This is going to be the bank. Be
Bank.
a place to hold all this
Brown, you said.
nice
brown, yes,
greenery
brown.
up so it doesn't fall over in the water.
Gotta
and
make the
big
brown a bit
splash.
darker though.
Might be a little beaver or something lives here. It's scary to death. We don't want to do that. Hope you enjoy seeing my little creatures. I am so crazy about some of these little rascals.
Bob's animal friends are
I have
wholesome.
one that we call Squirrely Girly Brown. And she's a mess. Well, that little squirrel's something else. She's just about ready to turn loose. She's full grown now. She's been with me for, oh, I guess 8 or 9 months. She is something else. And she hides nuts all over my house. The other day I went fishing with a friend and I went to put on my fishing shoes and there was a pecan in the toe. You ever put your shoe on and somebody's put something in the end of it? Certainly get your attention. Let's take a little white, a little bit of the dark sienna. Let's just go up here and just touch and bounce. And we're just going to put the indication of some nice
What are you doing,
things that
Bob?
are happening right along in here.
What?
But leave a dark area underneath, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let's do the other side while we got this going. Leave a dark area underneath, because we want this to be deep, have
Deep.
height to it. Okay, wipe the knife, and we'll grab just the base of that and pull a little tiny bit of that color down using the small edge of the knife.
Yeah, I can't read it.
Or sometimes I just use a small knife, depending on how you feel at that moment. But it'll create the illusion that this is thick. It's not just coming out.
What is it with Bob and Thick lately?
You sort of change the angles now and then. Something like so. Take a little touch of the liquid white, lay it out here. I'm going to get a fan brush. Put a little of that on it. That's just liquid white on the fan brush. And just go in here and just put the indication of just some little things right in here. Not much. A little bit on the other side. There we are. Tell you what, we got just a second left here. Put in a happy little tree. Just drive
Bob,
the
there's
director
like a
crazy.
minute left. You can't just spawn a tree in a minute. Oh, he fucking can.
Get me
He
a
fucking
second.
can, because he's Bob. And
Knock in a happy little tree.
he can do whatever the
Give him a little
fuck he...
friend right there.
What?
Coming back with a little that same dark color we used to
Fine.
make.
I'll do a tree.
We'll just pop in. Maybe this is a big evergreen.
Yee.
Pop in the indication.
With the second
Do
tree
little
too.
limbs and stuff.
God, that's so
Hang right
scary
up.
every
Yeah.
time.
This little tree needs some too.
Every time he does a tree, it's
There
so
we go.
scary.
Very simple way of making some very effective little trees.
Right.
Pick up a little yellow, it'll turn green, and we can highlight that a little. The old clock on the wall tells me that it's about time to leave you for today. I really hope you've
Don't
enjoyed
leave
this.
me with a half-finished
A lot of
tree,
fun.
Bob.
Teach you how to use all the equipment.
Don't leave me
I think you'll be
hanging here
amazed
now,
what
Bob.
you can do.
Don't do this
From all
to
of us
me,
here. Happy painting.
Bob.
And God bless, my friend.
No, screw it, I'm finishing this tree. Screw it, Bob, I'm finishing this tree first. Let me finish my tree. You stay the fuck here, Bob. It's my tree. Finishing this. God damn it. Ah. I mean... So far, I'm more happy with the ones I did in Mario Paint, honestly. But I guess that's more because this is way more limited. But the mountains look pretty nice, and I guess the thingamabob looks good too. Like the sky. Let's see how this one looks as a wallpaper. I think it would look a bit nicer. It looks a bit nicer, I have to say that. Right, let me just do this, because I want to keep those for on my actual PC too. Right, so I guess for the last one, since it was suggested, we can try it with Paint Tool Sai, because I have no idea about Paint Tool Sai, so that should be interesting as well. But before that, let's just look at a little game here, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna try Minesweeper, because I've said this before, but I cannot play Minesweeper. Okay. The case in point. Okay, let's just wait for. Fuck. It's just. Oh, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. So there's not a bump there. Not there, but not there. So 3 bombs there, cause there's a 3 there. Yeah, okay. So there's a bomb there, but not there. Yes. Okay. So not there, but there. Yes. Okay. Not there. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And this is. Oh. No, fuck. Fuck. God, I hate Minesweeper. I fucking hate Minesweeper so much. Yeah, because I just have no idea how it works. God. Right, let's... It is now safe to turn off computer. I love that sound. God. It's just such a nostalgic thing to use Windows XP. You know? It's just very nice. Right, let's just close VirtualBox. And... I don't have it in the... 1 second, gotta rummage through my files to find Paintool Sai again. There we go, found it. That was difficult, wasn't it? Where's the executable? There's the executable. Yeah. It's open now, somehow. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can... Okay, there we go. Now I can move the window to like this, yeah. Quint because honk. Not real life, no idea. Properties. But am I blind? Hello? What the fuck? Can't you, like, wait, cancel. Okay, what the fuck? Come on, properties, window, just... Are you telling me I can't do that? Really? Wait, what if I just add a new window capture? That source, the new source.